Hello and welcome to This Week in James City County. I'm your host, Renee Tallman. Today I have two gentlemen with us. I have Jeff Porter. Jeff is the facilities superintendent, and Jon Butcher. Jon is the HVAC and plumbing, let me get it straight, supervisor. Did I get it right?
Yes, you did.
Great. Well, I'm so glad you both have joined us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Glad to have you. And so we're, as you know, talking with folks that are working behind the scenes that we may not see every day. They're not driving police cars around. They're not, in offices necessarily. They're doing the work and the behind the scenes work and keeping everything running. Without them, I don't know what we would do. So I am so glad that you two were able to come in and to join us today on the podcast. This should be fun.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Very good. So let's start with you, Jeff. What is it that your division is responsible for?
Well, Renee, our division is responsible for maintaining roughly 105 structures in James City County that, approximately 648,000 square feet. We maintain everything from roofs to electrical, HVAC, plumbing, building maintenance. People need pictures hung in their office. We do that. We are never ending on our task that we are to do.
I am sure.
It makes for a busy day.
I am sure that it does. So first of all, before we continue, how many staff does this division have?
We have currently 15 staff members. We are down an electrician right now, so we are actively looking for one. We maintain the courthouse. I have a superintendent over there that takes care of that campus with the court support and the voter registrar building. And he has one facility specialist and a custodian part-time over there to help him out.
Okay.
We also maintain the police department, which these two are two of our biggest facilities, and that's why they have staff that are there all day. I have a superintendent over at the police department too that handles all of the, facility needs. And if he runs into problems and needs our guys, then he will call and we'll get it set up and go help him out. He has two staff members too, two part-time custodians, one that works 8 to noon, and then another one comes in at 4 and works the night shift to 8 o'clock.
Okay. So basically, give or take 20 people, let's say, altogether, including the folks that are in the courthouse and the police, the law enforcement center. How many buildings are you all taking care of?
It's 105 structures. Some of them are smaller than others, but our courthouse, our rec center, police department, all of the government center buildings are some of our biggest buildings. And, we stay pretty busy.
I imagine that you do. And as you know, I've worked here a couple years. I had no idea. I would have guessed maybe 50, 60 people that you have working in your division. That's amazing. So, wow.
Yeah, these to get the facility staff, they make it happen and every day.
Absolutely.
Proud of our staff.
And I can say, as a customer, in our building, if something goes wrong, it's normally within an hour that somebody's here fixing it and taking care of it. Y'all are amazing. So
thank you.
Yes. So tell me, Jon, we're going to start with you on this
Sure.
one. What is your typical day like with HVAC and plumbing?
So start at 7 a.m. right here,
Okay.
Tuning Road.
I'm still in bed. Check. Okay, keep going.
Yep. So we go through, if I don't have anything planned for the following day, which is we do, we replace equipment, we do major repairs on some vital equipment. We might have that planned for the next day, but sometimes we get in the morning and there's an emergency. So then we have to readjust our schedule. We have to attend those emergencies. I have to send people different directions, but typically on an average day, we come in at 7. We get our work order system, gives us our items that we need to take care of for the day. If we kind of feel that we've accomplished most of that, then we tend to do what we call preventive maintenance. Now, preventive maintenance, we go through most of our buildings throughout the county. Like Jeff said, there is a lot of buildings. And now you would think there'd be filter here too, but there are a lot of filters that we need to be changed in the county. There's a lot of things that need to be cleaned. And I know we do our best, and we only have, to be honest with you, we only have 3 HVAC guys, myself including. So that's 3 total that we do all of our structure, and then we have plumbing. And that's, heaven forbid, we have a plumbing leak that, plumbing leaks take priority over majority of anything because they can cause us serious damage to our properties. So that's
Wow.
what our daily our daily schedule is. Just, knocking out work orders, and then if emergency comes in, we try to tackle those first. Like you said, if you get something happens at your building, we try to get there as fast as possible based on the needs and security and what's going to potentially cause harm to the individual that's in this building, or property damage. We try to minimize that as well. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How about you, Jeff? What's a typical day like for you?
Well, it's the same as him. I'm usually here, roughly 6:15 in the morning, trying to get things planned for the day. But like John said,
Definitely still in bed at 6:15. Okay, keep going.
Well, I'm an early bird, and I get up. I'm usually awake by 4:30, 4:45 in the morning. So I mean, it's just I've been that way since I was a kid, and I get here early, just to make sure that we get things rolling for the day. And like John says, your typical day, if you come in here thinking you're going to do something, you might be doing something totally different. And one of the good things that around here is you're not doing the same thing every day. It's not boring.
Sure.
So we get lots of calls to do things out of the norm sometimes, and we handle it.
Jeff, what would you say is your favorite part of the job besides getting up and at 4 in the morning or whatever?
Well, I mean, I guess the favorite part of the job is when we make customers happy by doing the things that they need. There's a lot of necessities out there that some people that don't realize that are needed. And when we get them accomplished and the customers are happy, then we're happy.
Nice.
But I've been at the county for 35 years almost, and I've never had a day where I didn't want to be here.
Wow, that says a lot. It really does.
Now, some of the things that come our way are very out of the ordinary, where you have to make a decision, and there's some unique problems that we get into.
Sure. Do you want to give any details on those?
I mean, it's just the fast-paced stuff of trying to get things fixed for our customers, and like John said, he hit the nail on the head when he said, we don't want a water leak causing more problems than necessary. So we try to get there as fast as we can and take care of that.
Absolutely. So John, how about you?
So my favorite part of the day is or my job, I should say.
Sure.
Honestly, just the people I work with. Honestly, I mean, doing HVAC, that's what I went to school for. That's what I've been doing for the last 20-some years. I wouldn't say it comes naturally because everything changes. There's always new technology. There's always something to learn. So, but coming to work and being involved with the people around you, that's good. I mean, there's not a single group or individual that you don't dislike. You just won't find that in James City County. There's times your job's going to be hard, and you might be upset with the scenario, but everybody comes together. Everybody works as a team. That, like Jeff said, coming to work is very pleasurable. I like it here. So that's why I've been here 12 years, going on 13. So
right. Absolutely. Well, and all of that matters so much.
Yep.
It's really, really important. It's one thing to say when you're here, well, that's a restaurant commercial, but that, we're all one big happy family. It's one thing to say that, but when you really feel it and believe it, and both of you in your statement, what, I just hit my microphone, but both of you with what you're saying, it's obvious that is very real for you.
And I get to work alongside him.
Yeah,
that's always pleasurable.
Makes a
here
good
at James
day.
City County, our logo and our mission is one team, one focus, and
Love it.
That's what we abide by.
I love it.
We do a pretty good job, especially with the close-knit group that we have. Like Jeff said, we might have more people. We don't necessarily see the courthouse every day, and we don't see the police department every day. But there's 9 guys in the house that we see every morning that we work alongside. We bounce ideas off each other. You know, work as a team. We get things done. Sometimes I don't necessarily always do HVAC. We might be doing obviously plumbing. We might be helping the guys. We might even be chasing snakes out of a building. You know what I mean? That's a challenge we deal with all the time. You know, there's all those different things. So very, very unique. So this job is definitely, it's not mundane. Let's put it that way. So
That's
it's
good.
very challenging at times, but very rewarding to do these things.
You know,
Well-
another thing I'd like to hit on is
Yeah.
last week, you know, this is just a, you know, a current situation that we had, but we have like a 72-hour plan when storms are coming in that we start real early in that plan and making sure we have things that are not going to fly around. We check our roof drains to make sure that they're going to drain with all the rain that we had coming in, which we didn't get luckily. But we prepare early on in these situations.
Absolutely. Well, and I think that I did you a disservice when I tried to add people to your crew. It's now sounding like including the courthouse and including the LEC.
Oh, yes.
You have
They're my staff
15.
too.
You have
Just
15
recently,
people.
I think it was last year, the courthouse was run separately from us, and
Okay.
we obtained them last year. And so we're working hand in hand with them fellas over there,
Yeah.
and they're doing a great job.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is truly amazing. And I know, especially, you know, right now, how difficult it can be for a family to take care of their own house when a storm or something is
Absolutely.
coming, not even talking about those air filters. I mean, why is that so difficult to change on a regular basis? I have no idea. It should not be. But knowing what that is for just one house, I can't even imagine. Y'all, again, do such an incredible job. So sticking with you, Jeff, if you were going to try to recruit somebody, you said that you have a position open right now, but I'm not sure if hopefully that position will be filled by the time this airs. But if you were trying to recruit somebody to come and work at general services and to work in facilities, what would you tell them?
Well, I mean, the first thing is, you know, there's, you know, everyday training here with the talent that we have on our staff to learn different trades. We all have opportunities to work outside of our trade and help do other things. On top of that, you know, we're never doing the same thing every day. So, you know, people tend to get bored when they do repetitive stuff every single day. So, like John says, you never know what's going to come across that phone line, and he don't always work on HVAC. Our electricians don't always work on electricity. If we're doing some kind of big project, we all come together and do it together. So, camaraderie of the employees and the personalities really click inside of this, the facilities division.
Sure. John, is there anything that you would add to that?
Yeah, I mean, just like Jeff said, the group alone is worth coming over to work with us. Obviously the county's got great benefits, right? So that's kicker for everybody usually. That's all I hear all the time, especially me. I have a family of 5. It's 5 of us. I have 3 young kids. So, you know, health insurance is very, very important, especially they're young. They're 18, 4, and 7. So
Wow.
yes, so
Yeah.
they're constantly in and out with tubes and, you know, stuff like that. So I commend the county for how great benefits on that regards. And then not only that, but HVAC. If you think about it, outside of James City County, the HVAC in general is working, especially in the summertime. You're working outside of here. If you were to work outside of here, you're going to be doing 60 hours a week minimum, because they got customers that without air conditioning. And it's money driven, right? So they're going to want to, that business is going to want to have their staff working nonstop technically until everybody is happy, in a sense, and that right, they have air conditioning. And when you do that, you don't have the ability to take off, right? You don't have the ability to do things with your family per se, because you're working intense amount of hours. I would say the county, which I like, is that you actually get to use your vacation. We have built it to where, yes, we are busy, but we have the ability to, like Jeff said, interact with other in our group, whether or not they don't do HVAC, but I might be able to pull them from what they do every day to come work with us to able to fulfill the gap, whether somebody might have sick kids or so that to me is worth every penny and every absolute good reason to come work for James City County. Is that you get to
Absolutely.
enjoy your life, if that makes sense. Right?
It does. It does very much so. That does. So speaking of your lives, I assume that you do have other things. You mentioned family. Jeff, what do you do when you're not at work?
So, well, I have two kids. My daughter's 24 years old. She graduated from Liberty College. She's a school teacher.
Nice.
And my son, he works in the shipyard. So, and my son has two kids too. Then, so I have two grandbabies. I have one that's 4 years old. I love spending time with them. And then I got a grandson that just turned 5 months old last week.
Oh my gosh.
So spending time with them is a lot of fun. I had forgot a lot of the things that small kids require, but I'm learning over again. So I have fun doing that. But on top of that, I do love playing golf, and I have a boat. I love me and my wife enjoy boating, and the beach is the most wonderful place to ever be.
I agree. Nice. How about you, John?
Same thing. I mean, I have 3 small kids, and they're the oldest is starting to get into sports.
Nice.
So if I'm not working, that is what we're chasing them around. Our wife's taking her somewhere and I got the other 2, or vice versa, there's always an event. And my wife, she's a busybody and she loves to do things. So she has me already scheduled for the next 2 months because it's fall season. So we got pumpkin patches, we got pictures, we got
fun times.
Apple picking. I got to go to Charlottesville and go apple picking. I joke, but it's enjoyable actually because of memories we made. So you gotta have a work-life balance. So
absolutely. And once again, it is so great to hear you all say very sincerely that you have that here in James City County, because that's really important. Well, is there anything else you would all like to add before we wrap up?
We talked mainly about facilities, but general services, we have lots of divisions here, and we all work together. We intermingle together, from our manager all the way down to anybody in this division. They're all great people to work with, and I enjoy coming here to spend time with them every day. You're spending more time here at work than you are at home with your own family, so they are family, and
that's great.
You need help. Out of all 100 and some employees, you could ask anyone and they would help you.
Yeah, that's so important.
It is.
Anything else, John?
No, just said it perfectly. Yeah. No, I mean, all the way from the top to the bottom, there's always someone there to help you. There's no. Yeah. So I got nothing else to say other than it's a wonderful place to work.
That's great. Well, I really appreciate both of you taking time out. Speaking of things that you don't normally do on a daily basis, here you are doing this. I would hope it was a little better than having to chase a snake out of a building. What? It
was a lot easier.
Okay, good.
That's because he would send me to do it. Or Holly. I don't know if you know Holly. Holly's she likes to wrangle snakes. So
she's not scared of a snake. No.
That's good.
Don't send her to get a mouse though. She's scared of a mouse.
Okay, but then maybe the snake and the mouse can take care. Anyway, okay, well, once again, thank you both so much for coming on and talking with us today.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate that.
Thank you for having us. I enjoyed it.
Great. Well, that wraps up this episode of This Week in James City County. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, please be sure to subscribe. That way you will never miss an episode. And go on our website. We're at jamescitycountyva.gov/podcast. And on there, you're going to find all of our episodes as well as a form that you can give us show ideas, comments, critiques. We would love to hear from you. So once again, thank you so much. And we will talk with you next time.